Yeah, so but you was around now was you around Swishahouse and
Yeah.
Pall Wall
I
and
actually got started before them guys, man. I met Pall Wall. He was like a teenager in high school, uh, in the youth group at church, bro. I remember, matter of fact, Pall Wall's youth minister was a good friend of mine, man. And he was like, man, I got a youth want to meet you. And he took me to Pall Wall house, man. Pall Wall was like, look, mom, it's
like,
no rascal. You know, that was my that was my introduction to Pall Wall, man. If you catch him, man, he'll still say, man, I'm a fan. You know, because he'll tell
yeah.
you, man, Paul used to be a fan of mine. Him and Chameleon was together at that time. Slim Thug, if you get Slim Thug on the couch in the interview, man, you ask him who he used to listen to. He mentioned me all the time. So I kind of came before Swishahouse became Swishahouse, right? We were kind of the group, the class that came before them, and they kind of grew up listening to us, and then boom, when they got their machine well oiled, that's when the cameras turned to us here in Houston. So they got that red hot spot. They got a chance to be in it. We kind of came before them, right? And then at the same time, the Lord, I was a gangster rap artist. A lot of people that know me as a Christian rap artist, they may not know that. I wasn't born in the church rapping, right? I was in the streets doing it, man. And God just called me right out of it. And, testimony is kind of unique because it wasn't nothing bad, right? I wasn't going to jail. I wasn't about to die. I was actually getting ready to get a major label deal, man. In the midst of that, God say, nope, right? And I ain't know God at the time. People say, how you know it was God? I just lost all my peace, man. I had no peace, brother. I'm like doing shows, women, weed, money, and I'm just miserable, bro. I'm just sitting around like, and people like, man, what's wrong with you, bro? You about to bubble, you about to do it. And I'm like, bro, I don't know what's wrong with me, right? And I got invited to church by Nuwine, actually. Me and him been knowing each other since we was 14, but he had did some prison time. And, I guess he found the Lord in jail. Like, he came out here. How people say he got jailhouse religion, but it was real with him, man. And he invited me to church right along in that space and time when I was feeling like that, bro. When I went to the house of God, I knew it was God. I walked in the house of God, and peace just flooded my soul. I said, man, this God, bro. I don't know what was. Maybe I'm finna die. Maybe something bad finna happen to me. I just know I need to quit, man. You know. And I didn't stop. I didn't stop rapping gangster and start rapping gospel. I actually quit for a short span. I just didn't want to have nothing else to do with the music business. And God let me know it wasn't the method. It wasn't the tool. It was the message He wanted me to change.
That's what I was gonna ask you to take us through that journey of when you
Yeah.
turned a new page in your life, and then and
I
when
went
did
to
you
church, brother, and I'm gonna tell you, Keith, I went to church, man, and I just saw when you born again, and people with carnal minds, man, they may not understand this, but when the Bible say you born again, it's like you see everything for what it is, man. And you see what God meant when He created this and what He meant for that. And when my eyes got open, man, I saw the influence that we were putting in the world. I saw the influence on our peers and people coming up under us through gangster rap. And I didn't want to have no parts in it, man. And I became a good dude. I go to church, go to Bible study, go home. I didn't have a family at the time, so I just quit, man. And I think I attended the church service. What was it? Probably before New Year's '96, or it was around December, probably before New Year's. Because by the time '96 rolled around, I was actually rapping for God. But it was a prophet came to our church, and she asked the pastor, "Can I prophesy over him?" And I'm like, I don't know what none of this is. I'm a Negro off the streets, right? I just know I found God. Hopefully I ain't going to hell, right? And man, she she began to prophesy to me in rhymes, Keith. She was like, God said, come out of the crowd and come into the clouds. And I'm like, hold up, she rhyming, bro. But it was God. The crazy thing it wasn't her saying, she didn't even know I was a rapper, right? She was just speaking to me. And maybe the pastor told her I was in the music business, man. But when she was talking to me in rhymes, man, I knew the message. I felt like God was saying, no, don't stop rhyming. I just want you to take my message. And then, you know, at that time, Nuwine used to ride around with me, and he was banging like gospel gangsters and T-Bone. And I'm like, you know, these dudes was going hard, bro. I'm like, man, these dudes, they sounded like NWA and Ice Cube, but for God, I'm like, man, these dudes are serious about this, bro. So when I felt like God was giving me the green light to stay in the music business, man, I wanted to come with that same intensity that I did when I was doing gangster rap, man. And when I heard dudes like Solo and Gospel Gangsters, Chilling them and T-Bone, I said, man, that's how I got to put it down for Houston. I can't come with the everybody read your Bible. Hey, hey. That never was me, right? I came out the streets, so I'm like, I got to come with that same intensity. And I did, man. Never look back. I still bring that same type of intensity, you know, to my music.